I believe within all of us is a beautiful story waiting to be told. Mine is just slightly scattered.
Anne-Marie has gone down a rabbit hole of research today about the GATE program, and I've been watching this creator on YouTube. I've been watching different videos, but I started watching this creator's episodes about the GATE program and the conspiracy behind things. And it is getting so insane to hear some of these things, because it's like connecting dots of things that I was already kind of leaning towards connecting, but I hadn't really fully yet cemented those connections in my mind. But then this person is saying these things, is mentioning specific people, and I'm like, okay, I mean, like, this makes so much sense now. Like, you know, it's this, like, but anyway, I'm learning a lot of new and interesting things, too, that I did not know before. So that's also pretty cool. But I feel like, okay, sorry, I have this energy right now that's just very, just in awe, really, of everything right now. Oh yeah, so I was gonna talk about, I have had a lot of, like, odd circumstances and situations in my life that I think ultimately are actually connected, even though they don't inherently seem to be connected, that explain, I guess, a lot of why I am the way that I am and who I am. And I have periods of time in my life that I have amnesia from, like, I can't remember things. But I have very specific memories, too, that, like, stick out to me. And there's this one specific memory I have from when I was younger. And this was, like, for the longest time, I've been thinking that this is a memory of after I was a teenager and I started seeing a psychiatrist, and, like, one of the first times, like, my mom took me to see the psychiatrist, because she was, like, talking about how she didn't understand my depression, but she would, you know, take me to see someone if I needed to. But I was listening to this stuff about the GATE program, this video, and I started to realize, hold on, this memory that I have, this core memory that I have that sticks out to me, and I have never figured out an explanation for, is something that I thought had happened at that point in my life, but it was actually when I was younger. It was actually when I was a kid. So there was something else that happened that either sent me and my brother to a psychiatrist when I was younger, that I don't remember, or that has been blocked out. Or this is from when we were younger and just some other situation that's not a psychiatrist's office. But the memory, at first, I guess I had associated with being like a psychiatrist's office or something. But basically, my brother and I are taken somewhere with my mom to a facility or something. My sister isn't there. My sister is 6 years older than me. My brother is 4 years older than me. And my mom takes us there. I think my dad is at work out of town or whatever. And we are separated and questioned. and I'm put in one room and my brother in another room, and my mom is not allowed to be in the room with either of us, which is interesting because we are children at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's also, I'm like, a psychiatrist, like even a child psychiatrist, I don't know what the standards are. But if I was a kid, I'm thinking, you know, I was like 7 or 8 maybe, based on like how I'm like reassessing this memory. Because I remember going into this room and there was a guy in a suit, and he was the guy that was talking to me, and I sat down on the couch and there was like a coloring book and some crayons, and so he told me that I could like color if I wanted to. So I decided to color, and I took a red crayon. Okay, I chose a red crayon and I just started like scribbling all over the page, not coloring inside the lines, and just using the red crayon like that. And all I can remember is this man in the suit sitting over in a chair or standing over like there, like standing over me and asking me questions. And I remember him asking me about what I was coloring, why I chose the color red, why I had made that choice. But he also had asked me other questions and other things that I can't remember. But I remember the doctor or man or whoever it was calling my mom back in. And I remember them basically essentially saying that there was something very important that she needed to know about me. And this memory that I have for the longest time too, I also attributed to my brother. For some reason, I like dissociated myself from the memory. So like when I was younger, I thought that this was just about my brother. I couldn't remember that I remembered coloring the picture and coloring red, but I completely forgot the fact that I'm like, okay, the man was talking about me. He wasn't talking about my brother. I kept thinking that it was talking about my brother. And now I remember correctly that the doctor was talking about me. And my mom like just couldn't believe what the doctor was saying to her. She just like couldn't believe it. She was just like, you know, this is strange, this is bizarre. And I do remember the room that we were in, now that I'm like thinking about it more. Like, I remember going to this place more than once because I remember there were these like specific toys that I would always play with. But I don't remember exactly what was said. But I do know that my mom was very upset, and she got us, and like we immediately left. And the guy was like, you know, the guy was basically like, you really should be concerned about this. This is really something that we need to like. He was very adamant about continuing to see me or something, and my mom was very upset and very like ticked off. And like I said, I don't know exactly what happened, and I have tried to ask my mom about it before or jog like my sister's memory, but she wasn't there, so she wouldn't know what happened. And I don't remember. I don't think my brother would remember, but that sounds like there's a possibility that it could have been connected to the GATE program, that they could have been testing me for something, that there could have been some kind of thing to do with that. And that is why my mom was so upset. But then that makes me ask a lot more questions about myself, you know? What if your childhood memories were actually part of a larger experiment? What if those blank spaces of memories from your elementary years was actually preparing you for something you didn't even know about? My name is Anne Marie, also known as Slightly Scattered. This is where we piece together the connection between the GATE program and the Gateway Tapes by using my own personal experiences as a roadmap. When I'm not chasing vibrations, I'm sharing my creative work and digital art right here. Join the community by hitting that like and subscribe button. I drop a new GATE video once a week, plus daily shorts documenting my progress through the Gateway Tapes and my creative process.